If you've been injured in Illinois and you're considered speaking with a personal injury lawyer like myself, you might be wondering what you should or should not say during that first conversation. My name is Zach Anderson. I'm a co-owner at 217 Law and an injury attorney in Central Illinois. In this video, I want to talk about how conversations with a personal injury lawyer typically work and why it's extremely important to be honest. When you speak with an injury attorney for the purpose of seeking legal advice, or if you speak with any attorney for the purpose of seeking legal advice, I should say, those communications are, generally speaking, protected by what's called attorney-client privilege. Attorney-client privilege means that you can, for the most part, speak openly about what happened without having to worry that the lawyer will disclose that information. Because of that protection, being honest with your lawyer about the facts of the situation is very important, especially in personal injury law. Um, it's a totally different field from my criminal defense, where, um, if somebody does something very, very bad, maybe they don't want to be completely honest with anybody about it. Injury law is totally different. It's always going to be in your best interest to be completely honest with your personal injury lawyer about the facts and about your injuries. This includes details that might not seem helpful to your case, such as prior injuries, statements you may have made after the accident, or anything that might affect liability. The reason for this is your injury lawyer needs accurate information in order to properly evaluate your claim, anticipate potential defenses, and determine the best strategy moving forward. I've had cases before, for example, where, especially early in my career, where I naively assumed that my clients were always honest with me about everything. I've had, cases that I've had for a long time, and I find out that there was a pre-existing injury or something that I was completely unaware of that caught me off guard and may have affected the outcome of the case. If that information had been disclosed to me early in the process, I could have properly planned for it, and my clients in those cases probably would have been better off. Insurance companies and defense lawyers investigate claims closely, especially when there's catastrophic damages. And so inconsistencies can make a case much more difficult to pursue because they're going to latch on anything they can to minimize the amount of damage or to minimize the amount of money that they have to pay out. So, long story short, if you've been injured, the most helpful thing you can do to protect yourself when speaking with a personal injury lawyer, regardless of whether that's me or somebody else, is to be clear and truthful. That way, your attorney can properly evaluate your claim. If you have been injured in Central Illinois and you'd have any interest in working together, please feel free to reach out. Be happy to consult with you and see if you might be a good fit.